Okay, so now we're recording. So before I was in Wix, I was a broke college student, and not being able to really do anything. But because of It Works, I was literally able to pay off three credit cards that I've had since college that was holding me down. And I was also just like able to apply for a different apartment in the dream area that I've been trying to live in downtown Atlanta for like the absolute longest. And because of It Works, I've been able to just grow in my faith and just become a completely better person than I was prior to joining. So Ash, I don't know if she can. Ash, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Okay. I think I froze because I was on my iPad. So I had to switch to my phone. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. So you can just tell them a little about yourself, your rank, because of It Works, and why, what has happened since you've joined this business and what you've been able to do.
Yeah. So, hi, guys. I'm Ashley Hall. I'm a diamond leader. I joined almost first. I was working full time. My daughter was only 4 months old and my son was two. And so going through that divorce and just being scared of how I was going to provide for them. And so I always knew about the business and it wasn't ever something I saw myself doing. But when I went back to work. My daughter was only 8 weeks old, and I hated like missing all these moments with them and just being scared of like not being able to support my kids on my own. Of course, I wanted like their dad's help, obviously, but I never wanted to be dependent on that. And so that was the reason for me when I joined. And so I was trying to save. It was around Christmas time, and I ended up joining in January. I was cashing change to put gas in my car a week before I joined. And I was like, I got paid that next week. And I was like, you know what? Like, nothing's going to change if I don't make a change. So I really just jumped in. And 6 months in, I was able to stop working and I've been home with my kids and I have been able to provide for them and just be there for them. And just like, I've made so many friends in the business because, like, obviously the money's really great, but the friendship and the growth that we have along the way is so amazing. And there's nothing like it. And just having that support and having like friends that cheer you on is so important. And it makes such a huge difference with the business. So because of this, like I've had so much more growth. I'm able to be home with my kids. I'm able to dream bigger than I ever have before. And like for me, my family group, when I grew up, we were struggling. And so that's something I never want my kids to deal with. And so because of this, I have all the tools and like I know what I'm doing and we're able to cheer each other on and just push each other to the next level. And so it's really been so amazing for us. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about how I got started. And it's almost been 3 years, which is so crazy. And it's been so amazing. And the thing with the business too is like you have moments where you're up and you're down, and just having like the community is so important because that's what's going to keep you going, is the friendships and the people that you're really surrounding yourself with.
Awesome. So like guys, like just drop like your why. Like why did you like join this business and just drop it in there and to actually like think. A lot of people like say they want to join for debt, but then don't actually know how much debt they're in or don't actually know their why. Like people say I want to join for like hair and nail money, but to be honest, y'all, like your why is gonna change and grow deeper the more like you get involved in a business and you see the how this company like really pours over people and like you said, like this community of people helping you strive to like make your goals. So like yeah, drop your whys. Like why did you join this business, especially at an odd time? Like obviously the pandemic, right now people need extra money, but like drop your whys like in a comment and just like share, like let's share like with each other. Um so in the meantime, like me and Ash are gonna just like briefly go over your six list. So you will literally hear people talk about this six list. We also call it our KPI list, our key, which stands for like your key performance indicators. Guys, like when I first joined this business, like my color personality is a red blue. I'm a red blue. So I don't like anything organization or anything like that. But literally creating a list in this business and like having like things to check off, being such an unorganized and busy person that I am, like it has really helped me be successful in this business. Like straight up, like no lies, this KPI tracker, I have did this KPI tracker. If I have done it for, if I do it for like 30 days straight, like I'm always producing and keep producing. But the thing is, y'all just show like be or just even like, be consistent with doing this KPI list, because in this business, like it may seem like when you join, this is a lot, but it gets easier when you just realize like, dang, this is actually stuff that I do every single day on my social media anyway. I'm just making sure like I'm checking it off and I'm making sure I keep up with it every single day. So Ash, if you want to go over like the first five steps in the KPI tracker.
Yeah, and something also like Brielle was saying, the results aren't going to come overnight with this. And as long as you're staying consistent and you're doing all the things, you'll start seeing the results. But yeah, so I'll just go over the first five. The first one is show yourself making or using a product on Instagram and Facebook. And include a pull or swipe up option. So whenever you're using the products, in the morning, whenever you're using a product, just make sure that you're putting it on your story or taking a picture with it or whatever it is. And so when you're adding to your story, adding a poll or a swipe up option. And I love doing that because they don't have to think about it. They just either click yes or no. I mean, yes or more information. And they don't even have to think about it. They don't have to think like, oh, I'm scared to reach out to her, because they just have to literally click an option or swipe up and type coffee or whatever it is. But just when people see you consistently using the product, they're gonna see you using it, and then they're gonna want in on it, or they're gonna want information on it. And so having yourself using the product is so important. And if you don't have the products yet, we have so many resources of like pictures of the products for now, and just things to add to your story. And then once you have your shopping spree, or you place your first order, then you'll be able to really like show yourself holding it up or doing a boomerang of it, or having a video of you making your coffee, and either going live or just having the video on your story, and on your wall. Like even just take a picture with the product, or with a coffee mug for now if you don't have your products yet. The second one is make a post about your personal story. So like your past, your present, and your future. And so like, even though you just joined, you still have a reason why you're doing that. So like Brielle said, like, think of why you joined, but dig deeper than that. Like, it's not just why you joined, but what else are you getting from that? So like some people join for extra money for daycare, but it ends up being so much more than that. Like, why do you want extra money for daycare? Or why do you want the extra money? You want to pay your bills. You want to dream. You want to be able to buy a house. You want to be able to stay home and make money and be able to be home with your kids and not have to leave them every day. And so digging deeper with your why and sharing that. So like, even you just joined, you still have a reason why you joined. So not being afraid to share that and to open up, because that's when people are going to really relate to you, and they're going to look and be like, oh, she joined to put gas in her car. She can't wait till her first paycheck pays for her gas. I need gas money. Like for me personally, I was cashing change to put gas in my car the week before I joined. So I was like, that's something a lot of people will relate to, even if you don't think. And the same thing, like, oh, I can't wait for the day I could take my kids to Disney, or I can't wait until I'm able to drop my son off at preschool. And so like just sharing that with people, that's where people are going to be so relatable, and be able to look at and see you posting. And when you're so consistent about sharing your story, they're going to end up coming back or being like, okay, tell me about what you do, because I want that too. But just sharing that and making a post about it. And like, I remember when I first joined, I was like, Kelsey, I feel like I'm just repeating myself all the time. And she's like, that's literally what we do. We just say it in different ways. And so just getting personal with your story, but being able to share it in different ways. The next one is go to your Facebook friends list and pick 25 people. sort them from newest to oldest, and then like and comment on their pages. And this is so important, you guys, because you want to be able to, you want to interact with people and go to their page and either message them or comment and like their stuff, so that you're popping up on their page. And then what happens when someone starts liking your things? They're like, wait a second, who is this? And then they'll go to your page and they'll see all of your stuff, but also it's going to help your algorithm. And just interacting with people and making comments, and keep the comments more than just like one word or two words, but just like compliment them or do like a sentence of something like, oh my gosh, that looks so fun, I hope you had the best time, and just like making sure that you're being personal with people instead of just being like, oh, that's cool, or like, oh, nice, looks fun, but like being a little bit more personal, like, oh my gosh, your kids are so cute, or I love how you dress them, like, or I love your sweater, I love the way you dress, or like something like where you're kind of complimenting people too. But yeah, so picking 25 people, sort them from newest to oldest so that the newest friends are going to come up first. And the newest people are going to be the ones that you just added to your network, so added to your Facebook. And this way you're interacting with them. So you just became friends with them. So now you'll kind of see, like, build that relationship with them, because that's so important. We always say that people are going to buy you before they actually buy the product. The next thing is go to Instagram and click on following, sort from most recent. So that's like the same thing, but doing it on Instagram, and then like to comment to for 25 people. So like 2 pictures and then comment on 2 pictures for 25 different people on Instagram. And that's like basically the same thing. So you're sorting it to the most recent. So the people that you just started following, and just liking 2 of their things and then commenting on 2 of their things. And the same thing, like being friendly and commenting something nice, like, oh my gosh, that looks so much fun, or whatever it is. I hope you had the best time, or your kids are beautiful, like you're, like just complimenting people and being nice and genuine. And if you like something about their page, why not share it? And just makes them feel good too. So the next thing is share someone's corporate approved pictures. And this, you guys, is so huge. And for me, when I first joined, I was like, I don't want to share I don't want to share before and afters. That looks spammy. But when Kelsey sent it to me and was like, put this on your page, I was like, okay, sure. I'm coachable. I'll do whatever you say. You're making money. And so doing that has always been so huge, because people will see that, especially now, and they're like, oh my gosh, I look like that before picture. I just ate so much in the holidays, or that's my goal for 2021, is I need that after picture. And so, or the after picture body, and so having like the corporate approved before and afters on your page is so huge. And it's really helpful. And I feel like a lot of people see that and they're like, oh, wait a second, let me try this. Okay, I guess it does work. And then they'll reach out to you. And I always like to put like comment coffee or message coffee or whatever the product is, or if it's Thermophyte, message Thermophyte. And then people will message you. So they don't even have to think about how they're going to reach out. They're either going to just comment on it, or they're going to message you that word. Or another thing is, when people like the before and after pictures, I'll always message them. Hey, I saw you liked that. Are you interested in information on the coffee? Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Because what's the worst thing that they're going to say is no. And if they say no, it usually means not right now, because they're watching. They liked that picture because they want to eventually try it. And so it's just important to share those. And I like to go back and delete them, because you don't want it to be spammy, especially on Instagram, but on Facebook too. You don't want someone to go to your page and be like, oh my gosh, why are there all these before? Deleting them and just keeping your for the next 5.
I think she went out. Okay, so I would just continue going on to the last 5 guys. Like, this is like me right here. So message 10 people about the customer option. Use your poll from the morning or a host of posts. Y'all, when I literally first joined this business, I did not have a host of posts. The host of posts is literally our giveaway system. And it's so bomb because we get to literally bless people with extra income right now, and how many people you know, companies you know, or people you know that are joining forces together to literally give back to other people and give away things to other people. It is amazing, helping people pay bills right now, helping people put groceries on the table. It's really awesome. So I use host to post when using like messaging people for the customer option, because it's just so easy. So basically, you just get people to make a post for you, sharing corporate approved photos or anything like that, whatever system that you like, whatever message that you use or post that you use for your host to post, and then having those people post it for you, and then those people get comments under that post, and those are all potential customers. Literally, it's so easy. So literally, on a good day, on a good day, I could get like, I don't know, 40 responses, and that's 40 potential people. And the thing is, also, what I literally just started doing is, after the person says they want to buy the product and eventually buy the product, I ask them, do they have 5 more people who will want to lose weight? And it's so good because I end up getting more potential customers. People love it. They're excited about losing weight, and I'm getting more people. So I originally started off to message 10 people, and I'm getting 5 additional more people every time I get somebody to say yes to this product, just by messaging them by using a host to post. And you can also like use your poll, like I actually mentioned before, like putting stories and putting like little polls at the end of your stuff. What really works well for me is when I also use in the morning when I drink my coffee, when I make my coffee, I just like record myself making it or whatever. And I do that consistently every single day. And people also, potential customers, also message me about like, what is this? So I'm like, well, dang, that just took out a lot of the extra grunt work when people are just coming to me and messaging me about the product because I'm posting it consistently. So that is like the benefit of like our amazing giveaway system, and then also like posting on your story and using polls at the end. So the next one is message 20 people about the opportunity. Use your likes and comments from your story or host post. Like Ashley literally just touched on this, y'all. It's amazing how this stuff actually works. So what I do is, this is me, and I also wanted to drop some. Oh, I also wanted to drop where is it? Drop some notes in here, and I will also send the scripts. What I like to do is that I like to send people positive vibe messages, and that's so dope because people literally love positive people. I send like in every single morning, I message 20, 30, 50 people, whatever I can get done. Hey girl, just wanted to send some positive vibes your way. Oh, I was just about to say it. I literally message them that message, and I carry on the conversation. That's it. And people are like, oh my God, like you're so positive, because they're also looking at my posts. They're also looking at my lives. Like, just don't think because people are not, responding to you, people are not liking your stuff, they also see it. And because they see the inspiration and stuff that I put out, and they say, oh my God, yes, girl, you're also like so positive. Like, I love that. That helped me. I want to, like, what is it that you do? And then the next thing that when people, like when they respond to this or like the message, what I would send first, this is so cool. Especially like right now with all that's going on. So, I mean, you guys got to tailor this to your story, but this is what I use. So I literally tell them a little bit about me in a nutshell before I go on into detail, telling them all about the company before they're like, oh, I'm just not interested. So just kind of like weeding out the conversation to see if they would even be interested in the opportunity. I literally message them that. And they're like, oh dang, I do see that you work, this full-time job, and you're still doing this business too, because they also see in my post, they also see in my story, they're also seeing me talking about my blessings and things like that, like Ashley talked about. And they're like, okay, well, what you got? Literally, what you got? So that's like one of the amazing scripts that I use. I literally have used this script every single day, probably all year. since the top of January, and this works amazing for me. So you can also use the host a post, the same giveaway system that I talked about earlier for customers, but instead of like doing a customer based host a post, you would do a distributor opportunity based host a post. So basically, getting someone, instead of using a product, you would just have them post about a business opportunity. So that's basically what it is. So the next one is add a minimum of 25 new friends on Instagram and Facebook from any area in which you want to grow your business. So for me, I'm all about Black Girl Magic. I'm all about female empowerment. That's me. So I literally go on people's profiles that resemble the interests that have the interests that I have, and I follow those people, minimum 25 people from that one person. So say for instance, I don't know, Beyonce. I tell people all the time, they know I like Beyonce. So what did I do? I go look for other people that like Beyonce that seem to have other things in interest with me. And I follow them. So it makes it so easy to have a genuine conversation. Like, this business is supposed to be fun, guys. Like, don't make it harder than what it has to be. Like, when it's like, oh, okay, like I'm just trying to get stuff and like literally just like mark it off. You're taking the fun out of it. So just follow people that you have interest in, that is easy to have a conversation with, easy to like match up with, and like to say, hey, I got this great opportunity that I want to tell you about. So the next one is post stories on Instagram and Facebook about coffee samples. Make cash with your coffee samples. So I love this because I just sold a coffee sample about an hour ago. What I also do is so funny because all I do is just post the coffee, and then I make a post on my Facebook wall and then also on my story about the samples using the amazing like story guidelines that we have, and it's awesome because it's already there for me to use, and all I have to do is post it. So that's also you keeping extra money. Like, guys, I pay my gas just by using the coffee sample cash. That's how I like pay my gas bill every month. Like, my gas bill, just using the coffee sample cash. I mean, we have them available, and we have also on-hand samples that we can use if we have the actual product on hand. So like, why not take advantage of what the company has blessed us with? So the last one, post 10 host to post, 6 out of 7 days per week. Meaning it's really hard sometimes to get 10 hosts to post up, but guys, they are so worth it and so worth the grind. But probably over 80% of people in this business use host to post. They sign a bunch of customers from using host to post. They sign up, like Ashley, she likes to upsell, or not upsell, she likes to literally convert her customers into distributors from host to post. So that giveaway system is like the key to a lot of people's success. So I'm also like gonna drop some like, this is like what I use also for when I'm messaging for like cold messaging for potential customers. So like some important resources, guys, that you can use is like the corporate It Works Pinterest page. Pinterest should be everybody's like best friend. It's so much amazing content on Pinterest in itself, but the corporate approved It Works page for results is so amazing, and it's already like literally right there. So, and then it's also a Gold Digger Influencer Instagram page that Taylor Kaufman has. She's a presidential diamond, and she literally is consistent with giving and sharing content for us to have every single day. All you have to do is go follow it, and then she'll accept you. So there is also a Newbie 30-day page. And there's also like a YouTube for training. Some top leaders that I've always listened to is Rachel Wiggum. I also listened to Tiffany Hurd, Kelsey Thornton, and it depends on what I'm trying to get. And you guys are like learn that later on. Those are like some amazing leaders that I listen to. Of course, like Erin Tweed, she's amazing as well. And I listen to those women like literally daily to keep myself afloat and keep myself going, because this business is literally 80% mindset and 20% work. So let me see. I think that's it. I mean, Ash, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about with like everyone before we log off? Does anybody have any questions before we get off though?
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. But yeah, I just encourage you guys to really just dig deeper into the reason why you joined and just write it down. Like ask yourself, I know Erin always says like ask yourself 7 times, like why extra money for? Like you want to pay your bills. Why? Because you want to be debt free. You want to be able to take your kids to Disney. Like you want to go on trips. You want to travel. Whatever you want to do, just dig deep into that why, because that's what you're going to hold on to. And that's what's going to keep you going and keep you motivated, even on the days when it doesn't feel as easy. But just doing that KPI list every day is going to be a game changer, and just staying so consistent with it. And just reach out if you have any questions. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions. But yeah, I think that's it, Brielle.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much. I'm so excited for each and last one of you guys. And just like keep your head up, stay focused, stay consistent, you guys, and go like literally kill this business, because you guys are literally coming at one of the best times in the company. So you guys like enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.